I know we had a rough time with the last one, but you really enjoyed doing this series. And look, some of these are actually pretty good now I'm looking back on them. They're not all going to be as stressful as the last one. Can't let a set of markers make you rage quit art entirely. That's right, we're back. That's right, this is a series where I, usually an alcohol marker artist, am trying my hand at acrylic markers for the first time via baptism of fire. What do I mean by that? I mean we're doing it in the tiniest sketchbook that I could possibly find. Here are some of the previous artworks that we've done in the series, and feel free to go back and watch those. I've actually noticed, side note, that this is starting to sort of disintegrate in the middle. This is the Artex. I don't know if that's the markers or if it's just like other paint marker coming through, but it just looks like it's falling off the page, which is a shame. I should probably fix that and then make sure I scan all of these before I continue this series. But anyway, we did Artex. These were Toolies, Toolie 1, Toolie 2, the one that we are not going to talk about ever. And okay, maybe it's all right now that I'm looking at it. In fact, this is a series where I'm trying to earn back my title as Marker Witch, gifted to me by the alcohol marker community. But the little voice inside my head tells me I don't deserve that title until I work out how to use these. We have so many options for this series. Some amazing companies have been so kind in sending me their markers to try. We even have some new ones to add to the mix, so check them all out here. There's literally no space left on my desk now. We can't do any more brands. And as always, you guys get to decide which markers I use next and what my theme is for the video. So today we have Rosary Quinn Art saying, I need to know how the Languo are. I've been wanting to try their acrylic gel pens. I've been wanting to try a lot of their products since they contacted me. They said, do you want to try the acrylic markers? And I looked at everything else and I went, can I try some more stuff next? Anyway, total side tangent. Yes, today we're going to try Languo, which is this amazing 240 set. They actually have a bigger set that they said they would have sent me, except that the weight was too much to send to Australia. But I am already well overwhelmed with this amount of colours. So we need to pick a theme that I can potentially use as many of these colours as possible. And we have two people that suggested this one theme, so I feel like that's what we need to go with. We have More Volume Now, who says maybe a galaxy, space, pastel, planet, astronaut, alien thing. So I love that idea. And then also we have 14 O Moon from the last video that says, sorry about the poopy markers, but if I may, can you do a galaxy themed piece? So I think that might be something that can allow me to use a significant amount of colors. Look how chunky this is. I'm actually so excited to rip the plastic off of this. I've been eyeballing this and not being able to get to it for months. Let's get started. First up, straight away, I love that we have some additional marker tips here to swap out if any get damaged. We've got the instructions here. This is probably the most extensive instructions I've seen so far on these markers. They sort of talk about how to use it, what happens if the pen tip gets dry when you use it after not using it for a long time, and how to fix that, which is pretty good. And then if you don't use it for a very long time, here's how to store it and make sure that it's all good. I just realized I can open this, and here's the swatch card. I actually really love that. I don't know why I was so surprised by it. It makes perfect sense. Here we go. Here's the moment I've been waiting months for. Let's get this plastic off. All right, let's have a good look at this. We've got some basic instructions here. Not much else. Unfortunately, we don't get to see a window into the ink in this one, but we do have that sort of matrix tip on it that all of the direct ink ones have. It kind of looks like this end piece can come off, but I can't seem to get it. At this point though, I realized that the tip is actually a ball, just suspended inside there. I can roll it around like a ball bearing almost. I'm gonna try and show you. It's so hard to see on camera. So keep an eye on this purple dot. See it there? I should have used a brighter color. But look, it just sort of rolls around. I love that. I'm so curious who came up with the design and why, because I think I'm actually quite obsessed with it. All right, here we go, testing some colors, and we are going to get started. I don't use black very often at all, so this is a new experience for me. I haven't even got very far when I realised that the tips felt quite different to some of the other ones that I'd used. It's still the same shape, but it's a lot stiffer, not in a bad way, but yeah, it just doesn't flex in the way that the other ones do. Again, I don't think it's a bad thing, it just feels different because I'm used to putting them at a certain angle and I just sort of have to adjust for this one. I think it'll be good actually for getting more details in the long run. I'm also noticing that I'm going to have to do a few layers with this one. The directional strokes are incredibly obvious. Even after a few layers, I can see where the pen strokes are in the shine. So we're heading into the darkest blue that I could find in the set. I loved the options that I had with all of these. I sort of had options not just of like a dark blue, I could go warm dark or cool dark. That's why I love these larger sets so much. And then we're heading into the sort of next step up. My plan with this galaxy is to kind of make it like a beautiful explosion of a galaxy, I guess. Just to see if I can use as many colors as possible. So what I want to do is sort of make the center of this like galaxy explosion glow as much as I can. So we're sort of just going to gradually step up from darkest to lightest. And as I'm going, I'm using warm blues in the darkest tones, and as I'm getting lighter, I'm heading into the cool blues and almost greens. I'm trying to hit a few of the other sort of blue tones. I found this really nice ash grey that I wanted to add some in just to sort of desaturate as the colour gets closer to the edge of the page. And then I wanted to add a little bit of purple in too. And then just smudging it out ever so slightly with the brush. I'm also giving these a go on the glass, seeing if I can swatch them with the paintbrush. I did find that this ink was a little bit drier, or I guess dried faster, and I had to give it a little spritz before I could really use it to dull out those edges. Briefly interrupting your regularly scheduled program with a sponsor for today, which is me. I've been very, very busy over the last year, and some of the fruits of my labour are finally available to the public. So first off, I was very, very lucky to work with Gimme Swag, and they let me make a sock toy. This is Comet Spacebox. I've been drawing him for forever. He's a little space intrepid adventurer who is practically a galaxy. And he is available now if you guys want to bring your very own Comet home. He has a removable helmet. He is absolutely adorable. And if you're crazy like me, you can customize his stars to be glow in the dark. You can check him out at gimmeswag.com. And he is available for a limited time only. I was also incredibly lucky to have the opportunity to draw a book cover for Scholastic, which is like Baby Cat. That was like why I wanted to be an illustrator. I wanted to do novel covers, fantasy books. And so there will be a whole video about this at some point, but my very first novel cover with Scholastic has come out, and it is Emerald Academy, School of Oz. It's a really fun book. It's kind of like if Harry Potter and the Wizard of Oz had a baby. I'm so excited that it came out so lovely. My daughter and I have been reading it, and so far so good. I'm loving the story. I'm actually working on book 2 at the moment. I spent all morning making sure I was getting the faces right to match the faces I did on the first book. But it is available now in your local bookstore or online. And I don't get any money out of you buying it, but I'm just really excited that it's out. And if you wanted one, it's out. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Now we're heading into where I hadn't pre-planned really in my head what I was going to do. I'm sort of trying to make it look like cool explodey galaxy stuff is sort of exploding out from the center. I want to kind of give it a bit of motion or force, I guess. At this point I wasn't entirely convinced how much that was working, but it's all part of the process. You got to trust that process. Again, we're working from dark to light, and then I'm sort of starting to add more of the rainbowy colours, moving into greens and purples and pinks, a little bit of orange. I love all of the colours that I managed to fit into this palette. It was just so fun. My absolute favourite thing about the palette, I think, was that there was some really, really light pastels in all of the colours, and I was very excited to be able to use those. I kind of want to potentially challenge myself next time to draw a picture in only the really light pastel colours and see sort of what I can come up with. That might be something I need to ponder some more on how I'm going to work that. And here's the moment of truth. We are checking the gel pens and if they work on it. I feel like I've been burned and I'm now distrustful of every marker. Thankfully, this works just fine. I'm using the Pilot Juice Up 04s, which are my teeny tiny gel pens for really fine detail. And this particular one is one that's on its way out, and I use it for specific textures. So for example, this one, I want it to kind of like come and go and sort of wisp off and all those sort of fun things, which it worked perfectly well. So that's great to know. I also decided to go in with the white Languo marker and just do some really bright details here too. I'd like to note the white's actually pretty decent. I didn't have to do a million layers to have it bright, which was great. And then now just adding in some stars, because of course we have to. And all the little fine details just to try and make what is a very busy piece, hopefully cohesive and drawing the eye to, the correct spots rather than all over the place and overwhelming the viewer. Very, very quickly, I just wanted to say I did look up any information on these just to see if there was anything that stood out from the others, and there wasn't really much other than very generic things like it writes smoothly, it has rich colour, multiple usage, and then it said mark, diary, drawing, postcard, and etc. So fairly generic descriptions, but I am really enjoying using them. And there we go. Here's the final product. A little bit shiny, maybe it's just because I use so much black. A little bit difficult to show you with the lighting, but I hope you like it. I actually am very happy with it. It was so much fun. Back to the studio, Cat. I think that's it. What do you guys reckon? It's very, very different in some ways from what I would normally do, which is the whole point of this as well. I just really wanted to sort of celebrate as many as possible of the amazing colors in this extensive set. And I kind of wanted to kind of go very sort of fluid and flowy, just, the way that the ink felt like it wanted to do, I guess. It was fun. It was fun. I feel like this would be, again, I feel like I say this every time, better, bigger. Just got to keep reminding myself that this is like doing thumbnails. This is a thumbnail book, and then later I can come back and make big, pretty versions of these if I really want to. But I'm enjoying the color palette we ended up with on this. It was very, very fun. I loved that the gel pen worked on them, fantastic. I do have some issues with, I don't know, I might need to get a better close-up than this, but some of the colors are shiny and some of them are not. And I thought potentially it was a shaking problem, as in it wasn't shaken up enough. Potentially that was it, but it feels like there's a small ball bearing in here. And some of them feel like they're kind of stuck. So some of them, when I'm shaking it, I feel like I'm actually doing something. And some of them, I don't know if I'll be able to find one here because I think this one, listen to this. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Oh, I'm doing that at the phone. My microphone's here. Listen to this. But then if you listen to this one, doesn't it sound like more is happening? And no matter what I did, these ones that felt like they weren't shaking as well, I didn't seem to be able to get it unstuck. I know I've seen some people, and I think, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler, but Di from Aussie Crafter has gotten one of those, and she's going to, and I feel like that's probably the way to go. I did find it interesting that the brush tip definitely felt different. It felt less floppy. Maybe not the describing word I wanted. Flexible, less flexible than some of the other brushes that I've used. But I kind of actually liked it because it meant that it was easier for me to get fine details. But also then it was harder for me in some ways to fill a larger space. I just sort of had to, adjust my angle. By far, weirdly enough, my favorite thing about these pens is this. Like, this little ball on the end has become my obsessive fidget device. Like, I found myself carrying these around, just cooking dinner. Like, I'd finish a section of this and I'd go off and cook dinner and I'd still have one in my hand and I'd just be like on the stove making something, fiddling with this. I almost accidentally took it to the shops at one point because I was just absentmindedly fiddling with it. While I was doing some of the artwork, I was fiddling with it. Good choice, good choice. So that's the end of this one. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you loved it. There's a couple more in this series before this, if this is your first one, so go back and check those out. And we will have the next one next, after this. And is your choice which markers we use and what my themes are. So get down in the comments and let me know what you want to see next time. If you want to see some more work of mine where I've actually spent some time and details and figure and a medium, I understand, feel free to find me on any of these socials here. And don't forget, Comet the Space Fox is ready to order now. I still can't believe that I had the opportunity to make a soft toy of my favorite little character of mine. Links down below for him if you're after him. And my first Scholastic novel cover is out. Emerald Academy, School of Oz, a very fun book. Find it online or in your local bookshop. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!